Before I began my teaching career, I worked as an assistant editor for a magazine that was devoted totally to gambling. Now, do I gamble myself? No. Do I know a lot about gambling? Not really. I kind of used to, but that was a long time ago, over 30 years ago. But I do have some advice regarding gambling besides don't gamble. And that is, if you're going to go to a casino to gamble and you want the best odds, there's one game that's going to give you the best odds, and that game is poker. Why is that? Because you're not playing against the house when you're playing poker. The house takes a percentage of the pot, but you're playing against other poker players. Obviously, you better know what you're doing if you're going to go into a casino and play poker. But almost all the other things in a casino, like slot machines or roulette, or especially that big Wheel of Fortune thing, those are all rip-offs. The odds are way against you. Blackjack, debatable. I mean, maybe when they use single decks, but with multiple decks, it's a lot harder to win blackjack. And another one would be craps. Craps, I've won a couple bucks here and there when I tried gambling, but again, you need to know what you're doing. But gambling is the topic for today's film. This is the Kazdoy Closet. I'm Kazdoy. That's my closet, full of all the stuff that I love. And today, a underrated, overlooked 70s gem about a man with a serious gambling addiction. Let's check it out. Today's film is simply called The Gambler. It's from 1974. It's about 2 hours long in color. And this is really a character study of this guy who is a college lit professor. He's privileged, educated, handsome guy who is also seriously addicted to gambling. As you can see on the tagline up here, this is pretty much how the film starts. It says, for $10,000 they break your arms, for $20,000 they break your legs. Axel Fried owes $44,000, and that's how it begins and spirals from there. It was written by James Toback based on his own experiences as a gambling addict. He went on to direct 9 films and write screenplays for several others, including the film Bugsy by the Warren Beatty film. The main character is played by James Caan. He is excellent in this. This was made in between, or released rather, between The Godfather 1 and The Godfather 2. Lauren Hutton plays his girlfriend. She's very good in this too. A beautiful woman. The only problem I have with her character was I was never quite sure what she did for a living. She seems to sort of be waiting around for him. He also treats her like total crap, and we're not sure why. There is sort of a hint given as to why she puts up with it. That's about it. Sprinkled throughout this film, and one of the main joys of this film, are many character actors that you'll instantly recognize, and some of them only have one scene, and I'm not going to give away who those character actors are because that's part of the fun of watching the film. I'll give you one, and that is James Caan enlists his mother to help him pay off his debts. So they go to a bank, and there's this smarmy, very uncooperative bank clerk there, played by James Woods. Great scene. That's the only scene he's in. Carol Rice was the director, made a lot of films, most notably The French Lieutenant's Woman. Victor J. Kemper was a cinematographer. He also shot over 75 films, including And Justice for All and Dog Day Afternoon. And Jerry Fielding, I want to point out too, he was the composer, and he uses Gustav Mahler's, one of his symphonies throughout the film. James Caan's character is a classical music fan, and he uses this symphony really effectively to set a mood, to heighten the tension, so on and so forth. Jerry Fielding also did the music for some great films like The Wild Bunch, Straw Dogs, and Escape from Alcatraz. As I was watching The Gambler, I kept thinking, this is a very 70s film. I say that for several reasons. One is James Caan's character is a very flawed main character. He's sort of an anti-hero. He's obsessed. He's restless. He's living on the edge constantly throughout the film. And that there's a lot of tension sustained throughout the film because of that. And also because we don't know how far he's going to go. How did he get this way? Why, with everything he's given in life, why is he so addicted to gambling? What's motivating him to do this? Is he going to change at the end of the film? All these questions keep us interested, keep us curious, and keep the tension kind of ratcheted up. And we also want to know, how far is he going to go? Is he going to hit bottom and pull himself back up? Why is he doing this? Nothing is really spelled out. There are some clues here and there, just bits and pieces. And I usually appreciate that more than when everything's spelled out. Then it's just kind of But that really keeps you engrossed in this film to learn more about him. Part of it could be in his college lectures. Part of it's through the dialogue when he talks to some of his bookies and some other characters. And we do get a few tidbits here and there about his background, but by the end, we do have an insight into what's driving him and other gambling addicts. I'm not going to share that with you because that would be spoiling the film, and I think it's more fun to discover on your own. Another reason why I think this is a very 70s film is it looks like it was shot completely on location. New York City, very gritty, very noisy, and I think maybe the only two sets that were used in this film were the apartments of his and his girlfriend's. I think that was it. Otherwise, you even see some people on the street kind of staring at the actors. I always find that kind of interesting because it gives that authentic, real feeling to it. And also, going along with many 70s films, the ending is a little enigmatic and a very memorable ending as well. So for all those reasons, really like this film a lot. I'm going to give this one 4.5 dice or die out of 5. Now, what's on this disc? This is an imprint disc out of Australia. I've talked about them before. A little pricey. I think I paid $30, about the cheapest I'm going to find it. It has, as usual, the very nice slipcover, glossy, different artwork here. And I wish they would put booklets in here for the kind of money you're paying for these. It'd be nice to have a booklet and these things, but maybe sometime. Anyways, this looks very good, I would say. There were a couple of scenes where I thought, ooh, that's really washed out. That does not look good at all. But I would say 90% of it looks very good. It sounds fine. There are a few extras. There's an audio commentary, which, of course, I did not listen to. There is an audio interview with the director, like it's 2 hours long. I listened to a couple minutes of that. But the other extras I really liked. They run about 10 to 15 minutes each. There's a video essay showing different sequences from the film and then critical text underneath analyzing it. That was really good. There's an interview with the assistant editor who calls this film a masterpiece. That was very interesting. And then there's a piece on Jerry Fielding, the composer, and how he came to use the Mahler symphony throughout the film. And that was very good too. So really solid disc. I like this one a lot. Now, where can you see The Gambler? I've seen it show up on TCM before. So if you look at the TCM app, or TCM might be part of Amazon Prime or something like that, or HBO, something like that, you might find it there. It is showing right now on Showtime. So if you have Showtime and the Showtime app, you should be able to find it there. It's a fairly old film, so once again, try your local library and you can probably rent it as well. So I like The Gambler a lot. I don't really care for this white and orange design here. This shot here is one of the best shots in the film. I really like that shot. But I think James Caan is, in every single scene of this film as well. So he really carries it and he's very good. So The Gambler, recommended. A lot of good gambling films out there. Maybe you want to mention one of your favorite gambling films in the comments section down below, or give a thumbs up. Don't give a thumbs down. Subscribe would be great. Share this with your friends and neighbors. Otherwise, hope you like this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.